Anjana here. Choosing a career is a life-defining decision. As parents, we have to help our kids to take the right decision. But what are the factors to consider when, as parents, we are also a part of this decision-making process? What is the role of a parent in the career choice of the child? Today, I'm in conversation with Mrs. Sthitipragnya Mohanty. She is a psychologist and a freelance counsellor. She is joining me from Dubai. Welcome to Peptalk. Decisions like choosing a career defines your future. So this is a process that you initiate when you're in school. You always look up to your parents or to the elders to guide you. But when you have to take a decision for your children, believe me, most of the parents are totally confused. So the question is, we know that it is a long process, but when should we start preparing our children, or when should we start molding them to this? So is there an ideal age for parental intervention?
Yeah, this is a very nice question and a very important topic actually, I would like to say. The role of the parents starts the day the child comes to the world. Parents are always viewed as active shapers and have a huge impact on children while choosing a career. They not only promote their physical, emotional and intellectual development, but also have a huge impact on their children while choosing a career. Every parents want the best for their children. A common question is being asked to each child in every household: what you want to be when you grow up? Research shows that the child starts visualizing their dream when they are around 4 to 5 years old. As they grow up, their aspiration and dream changes in relation to social expectations till they reach secondary school. Parents should give their children ample time and space to exhibit their talents. There may be few children who are very clear about their goals and dreams. Some show a early propensity towards a career choice, after which the parents can guide them accordingly. Being in this era of stiff competition and in working world, it's better to start career planning when they are in 8th and 9th grade. So, when you start planning early, what happens, it helps them to progress and stay focused in their chosen goals in mind. They get time to explore more about their pursued interest without feeling any pressure or expectations from parents or from the outside world.
Okay, so how far should a parent be involved in decision making? Because there are instances when parents tend to fulfill their failed ambitions through their children, because kids are being manipulated, and this is not a rarity. We have seen it everywhere. So where should we draw the line?
Yeah, I know with various career options available nowadays, not only students, parents also get confused to which career course to opt for. They get influenced by peer groups, neighbors, social media and so on. For example, during this recent Olympics, lots of children have been showing a sudden interest in sports and may consider taking it up professionally too. While decision making, they look up to their parents in their decision making, even though they don't admit to it. Parents serve as a motivation to drive them to a success. They go an extra mile by gathering information from various sources, including the internet, from friends, on their children career choice, and they help their children in navigating their career decision. Besides helping them in choosing their career, I think parents should also encourage the child to be self-reliant, so that they can research more about the chosen career. They find it interesting and exciting. A parent should also equip them with positive mindset, as their life journey won't be smooth. There will be bumpy roads and multiple challenges ahead. So instead of taking all the decision, the parents should instill a responsible attitude within them. So how can they do that? By assigning some small task at home where they can use their mental, physical as well as decision making abilities. so that it will be helpful for them to gain confidence and a sense of enjoyment after completing the task. For example, you might ask a child to arrange his own cupboard. Surprisingly, you will see he will arrange everything, he or she will arrange everything using all their abilities very creatively.
When should we look for assistance of a career counselor? Because is it important? Not everyone will be able to afford a service like that. So, should parents take that guilt right if they didn't seek the help of a career counselor?
Yeah, for career counselor, as I told you earlier, that being a lot of career options available nowadays, both parents and child are confused about taking any decision about career. Even they know about their abilities and instead still they get confused. So always they can take the help of career counselor who can serve as a guiding light with proper qualification experience. They help you to understand your child's strength and weaknesses with regards to their preferred course by administrating psychometric test, or you can say aptitude test. These aptitude tests are very valid, reliable, objective and unbiased tests beyond human capacity, which measures children traits, characteristics and aptitude vis-a-vis the career requirements. So this test actually narrow down their career options, after which they can take the decision very precisely. Then it helps to make the children decide which career to offer. It's okay even if you can take the help of a career counselor. Some children are very clear about their goals and dreams, and nowadays every school has a counselor who guides children towards their career choices. There are some teachers also who go out of their way to get themselves trained in career counseling to help and guide the students. Many schools have such teachers to help and come forward to motivate the child too.
Yes, of course. And with internet, even kids can explore themselves for sure. Yes. So, see, the socio-economic changes, they always affect career options. See, for parents, the professions that parents deemed as prestigious or dignified won't be the same, right? There are many options for kids these days which might look unconventional or non-traditional for parents. So that is the time when what you call the so-called generation gap comes. So what would be your advice to parents about being aware of the times that we live in, of the being aware of the new career prospects for their children?
Yeah, as you mentioned socioeconomic factor, first let me explain you about that. Definitely socioeconomic factors do play a role while choosing a career. For example, a student who comes from a challenged socioeconomic background may have a passion for music or art. So, however, having all these interests, it's more important for him or her to equip himself all the relevant skills and capabilities to ensure some kind of immediate employment by joining a vocational course. Once his or her financial situation is stable, they can pursue their passion more vigorously. Lots of children, you can see lots of children from challenged socioeconomic background are flourishing in various fields. It's normally see that parents are usually comfortable with the traditional careers for their children compared to non-traditional careers. Let's take the example of YouTuber. To be a YouTuber, one needs to be trained with the skills needed for this particular career choice. They should have a good understanding of the digital platform and other technicalities which can be researched by the parents and children, including reading up relevant material, watching videos and acquiring the relevant skills for the same. Parents should always break free of the barriers that limit their career choices, as times are changing and lot of avenues are coming up, new avenues. So it's better to break free of that barrier and let them flourish, actually all the children. A few days back I watched an interview of a famous YouTuber, Carrie Minati, I think everybody knows that, who said how he used his existing writing skills to improve his content writing and is now set to explore other fields like videography, animation and even acting. Even there are a lot of non-traditional careers like podcaster, DJ, life coach, then data scientists are really coming up. So parents should be open up to all these new avenues too.
Yes, parents should be open minded because the times that we are living in, there is no job which is looked down upon, right? Skill is what matters. Okay, so sometimes kids show interest in various fields which may not have a direct connection with each other. So, in such cases, how do you help them figure out which is their niche?
Yeah. Showing interest in various fields is actually a good thing. On the surface, it may appear that doesn't have any connection with each other, but in a creative sense, they are connected. Getting involved or showing interest in various different fields helps to develop the trait of combinatorial creativity. It means people with various interests and skills, combination of that, tend to make better neural connection, which helps in productive thought. The learnings from one field can be deployed creatively in another field, rendering it even more successful. As an example, the famous scientist Dr. Albert Einstein was known to play violin very well. Whenever he was stuck on a tough problem, he often spoke of how music helped him in solving complex mathematical problems with creativity. So instead of clipping these unique traits in the children, parents should encourage them to cultivate this diverse interest. To state an example, Pankaj Badoria, who became a MasterChef India winner in 2010, was a high school teacher for 16 years, but she had a passion for cooking also too. So, quoting from the recent book by Kevin Roos, one of the first ways to protect your job from automation, as every job is now slowly taken over by machinery, is to make oneself social, surprising and scarce, for which having varied and diverse interests and skills is the key and most important.
Is as an extension to that, if the child is inclined to arts, say music or painting, so how far should we encourage them? Because is it to an extent that it should be considered as a profession or nurtured as a hobby? Because we all know that unlike other professional courses, arts doesn't guarantee full on success for everyone who pursues it. Some might become lucky, that's what we have to say. So, again, where do we draw the line?
Yeah. Earlier used to say that arts doesn't guarantee success, but times has really changed. Though there are some children who show greater inclination towards music, arts, painting along with the academics. So parents should nurture these talents instead of taking their passion away. There is always a possibility that their passion in might become their profession in the long run if given scope for growth and development. There are actually a lot of benefits which students reap from participating in fine arts. It can be seen as promoting positive development in the academic, social and emotional realms and also help to perform better in math, reading and writing. Also show a greater capacity for creative thinking too. So as I had said, times have really changed with new avenues opening up. The fields of arts also has its share of various career options which can provide employment opportunities, various employment opportunities, namely specialized photography, animation, creative direction, fashion designer, industrial designer, curators and so many. So, as a parent, instead of questioning their aspiration, they should allow the children interest and passion to flower, along with giving them their wholehearted support, which will help them to carve their own path towards success in their respective careers.
Choosing a career, but what are the factors that we should not overlook as we filter down career options? Like, as parents, we are supposed to guide them. So is there anything that we should not overlook like?
Yeah, definitely. Choosing a career is actually a very important decision that impacts an individual's entire future. There may be a number of factors intertwined other than the potential interest of the child that comes to play while choosing a career. Parents, instead of forcing the child to ride on their coattails, for example, if both the parents are doctors, they always want their child to choose medicine as their career. They should help them to explore their innate talents and work towards them. Knowing about one's ability and natural strengths helps them to make the career planning more effectively and precisely. They should give them enough scope and window to discover their skills, strengths, interests and weaknesses. There may be some children also who are not so expressive about their dreams. In such cases, parents should have informal, light-hearted conversation on different topics to discover the child's inclination of the subject of interest, whereupon they can guide them. And sometimes it's not needed to give them advice all the time. Sometimes they want them to be listened. So parents should have the patience to listen to them. Just so while listening, you can discover a lot of things which the child is not able to express freely. And in current times, as you know, both the parents are likely to be working. So it's very important to spend quality time with the children and show interest in all the activities they indulge in. And always support your child's decision, praise their achievements, even it appears to be very small, by saying some appreciative words like, "You are really working hard. You are very good at that. I know you could do it. You have come to the point." Yes. So it actually, these appreciative words actually boost their confidence and helps them in building a strong personality. Parents should also inculcate good values, moral ideals in the virtue of hard work, empathy, compassion, resilience, curiosity, by citing various examples from their own life experiences and from others with whom they can well associate with. And it's never bad to share your failure and the lessons learned from it. Because when you share your own experience to the child, they can very well associate with and they get that confidence also. It's actually a source of motivation to them. They see, okay, if they can do it, even we can also overcome it. Children should be encouraged to maintain good study habits and discipline, which not only helps in increasing knowledge, but also helps in increasing confidence, competence and self-esteem. And parents should always answer their queries with tact and maturity. They should encourage them to keep abreast and updated of the latest news and trends in the subject of interest.
Major decision in life, and if not taken carefully, yes, we ought to regret it later in our life. But still, I would say it is not the be all and end all of life, because we live at a time where everything is flexible. At any point of life, there is scope for a new beginning or a career change. Thank you for your time, Mrs. Mohanty. It was absolute pleasure to have you in the show. Keep watching Peptalk.
Thank you.